In a narrow shop at the end of a quiet street, where the only light was the lamp on his bench, a watchmaker bent over his work. He built the smallest things in the world, gears no wider than a grain of wheat, springs you could lose in a breath. And he built them with a patience that looked, to anyone passing, like stillness. He did not hurry the work. The work could not be hurried. A watch is 1,000 small agreements, each part trusting the next, and the man's whole craft was in the care that none of them would fail. Yet for all his precision, he built with a strange humility. He left, in every movement, a hair of tolerance, a breath of room, where a lesser maker would have closed the gap to nothing. He had learned, over many years and many ruined watches, the one thing his trade had to teach, that nothing made by a careful hand stays perfect for long. Dust comes, cold comes, the world gets in. And the watch that survives is not the one built to flawless tolerances, but the one built with a little room to take the blow it did not see coming. Across the town there was another maker, younger and prouder, and his work was a marvel. He built to tolerances finer than anyone had dared. Every gear seated to a perfection that gleamed under the light. Every gap closed, nothing wasted, nothing loose. Where the old man left a hair of room, the young one left none. Slack, to him, was sloppiness, and his machines ran with a precision that made the watchmakers look almost crude. He was certain, and he had reason to be, that control, taken far enough, was the same as safety. That a thing built perfectly could not fail. He showed his finest movement to the old man one evening, running flawless and silent under glass, and asked him what he thought. The watchmaker looked a long time, and said only that it was beautiful, and that he hoped the young man would never get a speck of dust in it. The young man laughed. He kept his workshop spotless. He had thought of everything, that is, except the one thing none of us can keep out forever. It came, as it always does, from nowhere he was watching. A single grain, dust, grit, the smallest piece of the world, found its way past the spotless glass and into the flawless machine. In a watch built with room, it would have been nothing, swallowed by the slack, turned over and forgiven. But the young man's machine had no room. Every gear was seated against the next with no breath between them, and so the grain had nowhere to go. It lodged, it locked, and the perfect mechanism, with all its gleaming certainty, seized in an instant and stopped, undone, completely, by a thing too small to see. The same evening, in the lamplit shop down the street, the old man's watch ticked on. A little dust had found his movement too, it always did. But his gears turned with that hair of room he always left them, and they carried the grain along, and kept their time, and did not so much as stutter. The blow that shattered perfection, the humble thing simply absorbed. The young man's workshop did not last. He could not understand how flawless work had failed him, and he blamed the dust, and the cold, and his luck. Everything but the brittle perfection he had trusted. But the watchmaker went on as he always had, leaving his hair of room, servicing his movements, building for the speck he could not see and the shock he could not name. And his watches kept time, not for a season, but for lifetimes, handed down, still ticking long after the man who made them was gone. He never built the perfect watch. He built something better, a watch that could survive being imperfect in an imperfect world. Because precision is not the same as safety, and the flawless machine is only the most certain to break. The master is not the one who eliminates the unforeseen, no one can, but the one who builds a little room to meet it. So leave the hair of tolerance, service the small things, respect the grain of dust you cannot see. Whatever you are building, in whatever careful way, may you build it not to be perfect, but to endure the blow you never saw coming.